Okay, Mr. Sarthak. Okay. So HCF is highest common factor. Yeah. So HCF is highest common factor. So what does, so for example, if we have to take the highest common factor of 24 and 36. Yeah. So 24 and 36, find the LCM. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So basically, I have to find the factor. This factor should be common and it should be highest. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So for example, the factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, and Mr. Sarthak, what are the other factors? Hello?
Hello.
What are the other factors? 1, 2, 3, 4 are the factors of 24. What are the other factors?
Yes.
What are the other factors? Mr. Sarthak, the rainbow method. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so what are the other factors? So the other factors,
6.
6, okay. And 3,
8.
8,
12.
12, 1,
24.
20. Now let us have the factors of 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let us bring the rainbow method. 1 would be, what should I write here? Mr. Sarthak, what should I write here?
So 36.
36. What should I write here? What should I write here?
So 18.
So 18. Okay. What should I write here?
So 12.
So 12. What should I write here?
9.
9. Is there any other factor between 4 and 9?
So 6.
So 6. Now, is it clear that the factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, and factors of 36 are all these? Now, if I ask you, see, all these are factors.
Yes, sir.
So, what are the common factors that you see? The common factors. What are the common factors?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Okay.
12.
3, 4, 6, 12. Yeah. Any other? No, sir. Okay, so we have found the common factors also. What is the highest common factor? Mr. Sarthak. What is the highest common factor?
So 12.
12, sir. Because see, the common factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. And the highest common factor is 12. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, every time it is difficult to do the factors and find the common factors and the highest common factor. So,
Yes, sir.
what we do is, we do the long division method. Long division method. Now, how do we do long division? 36, 24, 24 ones are, and then we take this number and then we put it inside. So 12 twos are 24. So what will be the HCF? 12.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is our answer by this method the same as by this method? Mr. Sarthak, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us take another example. Let us take another example from this textbook. Let us find 8 and 12. Let us do the easier one first. 8 and 12. Okay. 8 and 12. So, what are the factors of 8, Mr. Sarthak? 1, 2. What should I write here?
8.
What should I write here?
4.
Any other factor?
No, sir.
Yes. So the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, 8. And let us find the factors of 12. The first 2, 3, okay. From 1, what is the
12.
12? By 2,
6.
6. For 3, what is the pair for 3?
4.
4. Is there any other factor?
No, sir.
So the factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Yeah. We have to find the HCF. We have found the factors. These are the factors. Okay. What are the common factors? Let me see. Common factors.
So 1, 2.
And 4. Yes or no?
So 4, 6, and 12.
Is 6 the common factor?
No, sir.
So the common factors are only 1, 2, 4. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And what is the highest common factor?
So 4.
So 4. This is the highest common factor. So our answer should be 4. Again, what we can do is to shorten this process. What we can do is we can use the long division method. The long division method. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes, sir.
So 12, 8, 8 ones are 8, 4. This I bring in here, 4 to the 8. So my answer is 4. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
This 4 is the same as this 2. Mr. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So, what we have understood is that whenever we have to find HCF, usually what we do is we use the long division. Mr. Sarthak, is it okay? Mr. Sarthak, give me an example of 4 prime numbers. Give me one example of 4 prime numbers, a pair of 4 prime numbers.
So 17 and 19.
17 and 19. Now, give me, so both of these are, see, both of these are prime numbers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So give me an example where the two numbers are not prime, but the pair is co-prime. Have you understood? Pair is co-prime. So give me another example.
So 8 and 9.
I'm sorry, 8 and 8 and perfect. Perfect. So 8 is not prime. 9 is not prime. But together, they are co-primes. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, 8 and 9. For this pair, what would be the HCF?
Sir, 1.
Sir, why? Because both of this pair is co-prime. The common factor, only common factor would be 1. And because that is the only common factor, this would be the highest common factor. This would be HCF. Yes, sir, no, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, for example, in this case also, if you see, one was here, one was here. But this was a common factor. This was a common factor, but this was not the highest common factor. Yes, sir, no, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the first example also, one was there. One is always there. One is always there. One is always a common factor.
Yes.
But in these cases, 24, 36, and 8 and 12, what we find is that yes, one is the common factor, but one is not the highest common factor. But when we take co-primes, the only common factor is 1, and because that is the only common factor, it becomes the highest common factor. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, can we write HCF of all co-prime pairs is Mr. Sarkar?
1.
1. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion regarding HCF?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. So, try to see what this book is saying. It is saying that if I have to find the HCF of 3 numbers, for example, 20, 28, and 36. So this book is saying that you find the factors of 20, 28, 36. Now, say for example, so yeah. So the factors of 20 are 2 into 2 into 5. The factors of 28 are 2 into 2 into 7. The factors of 36 are 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Now, in this method, what we do is we find the common factors. The common factors are 2 and 2. So the HCF would be Mr. Sarkar.
What, sir?
What would be the HCF of 20, 28, and 36? I have found 2 as a common factor here and 2 as a common factor here. So what would be the HCF?
Sir, 2 into 2 into 5 into 7 into 3 into 3.
Okay. Now, what we need to understand is, okay. Now, here is the confusion that we need to understand. So let us take the example of 20, 28, and 36. 20, 28, and 36. Let us try to understand the confusion between HCF and LCM by the help of this example. The numbers were 20, 28, and 36. 20, 28, and 36. Let us try to Understand the difference of LCM and LCM using this example. For example, the factors of 20 are by my rainbow method are 1, 2, which is Sarthak, what should I write here? Sarthak, what should I write here?
So 20.
20. What should I write here?
So 10.
So 10. Okay, what would be the next factor of 20?
So 4.
What should I write here?
5.
So 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20 are the factors of 20. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So using the same example, let us same method. Let us find the factors of 28. So 1, 2. What should I write here? What should I write here?
So 28.
28. What should I write here?
14.
Any other factor we have?
So 4.
So 4. When I write 4 here, what should I write here?
So 7.
7. Any other factor you can?
No, sir.
No, sir. So 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, 28 are the factors of 28. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now let us come to 36. So I'll write few numbers and rest of the numbers will have to tell you. So Mr. Sarthak, what should I write here? Here and here. What should I write here? What should I write here?
36.
36. What should I write here?
18.
What should I write here?
So 12.
So 12. Any other factor?
So 4 and 9.
4 and 9. Any other factor?
So 6.
So 6. So the factors are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 36. Have you understood?
Yes.
So till now we see a lot of common factors. What are the common factors that we see?
So 1, 2,
1, 2,
4.
4.
So no other.
No other. And what is the highest common factor that you see?
So 4.
4. So 4 is HCF. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is method 1. This is method 1. This is a long method. There is another method. The other method is prime factorization. Prime factorization. How do we do prime factorization? What we do is, okay, I'll rub this. Prime factorization is the second method of finding HCF. This is the method 2. Now, how do I find? I'll find the prime factors of 20. I'll find the prime factors of 28. I'll find the prime factors of 36. Is it okay? So, Prime factor implies that there should only be prime numbers. So I will be writing only the prime numbers. So all of these that you see on the left side, they are the prime numbers. Sarthik, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what I'll do. And try to understand the difference between these two methods. Now, I can write 20. I can write 20 as 2 into 2 into 5. Have you understood? I can write 28 as 2 into 2 into 7. I can write 36 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Mr. Sarthak, have you understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here, if you see, I'm writing a multiplication sign because 2 into 2 into 5 is 20. 2 into 2 into 7 is 28. 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 is 36. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
When I follow this method, what I do is, this is the common factor.
Yes, sir.
Common factor. Is there any other common factor?
Yes, correct.
Is there any other common factor?
No, sir.
Because there is no other common factor, when I am following this method, all I say is my HCF is 2 into 2 is equal to 4. Yes, sir, no, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sarthak, I have to ignore these numbers when I'm taking HCF by prime factorization. Yes, sir, no, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. When you are taking HCF by prime factorization, you have to ignore these numbers. Ignore these numbers. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the point of confusion. This is where students get confused. When you are finding the highest common factor using prime factorization, only consider the number which are common. Just ignore this. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, using prime factorization, okay. So one thing that you need to understand is that HCF by this method and HCF by method 1 is same. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, just to understand, let us find the LCM of these numbers by prime factorization. LCM of these numbers by prime factorization. Because that is where the confusion will start. 20, 28, 36. Find LCM by prime factorization. Should we start?
Yes, sir.
Now, one method is, see, LCM is the lowest common multiple. So, I wrote 20, 28, 36. 20 I wrote as 2 into 2 into 5. 2 into 2 into 5. 28 I wrote as 2 into 2 into 7. 2 into 2 into 7. 36 I wrote as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. This is the method which we did here also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what I'll do is when I have to find LCM, what I'll do is, and this is where the confusion will start. See, these are the common factors that I see. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you are finding LCM, you cannot ignore these. Can't ignore these. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
But whenever you see a multiple number coming, just take only one number. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
And you have to write 5 and 7 also. Mr. Sarthak, is there any confusion?
No, sir.
So now do you see the difference between finding HCF and finding LCM? See, when I was when I was taking the HCF, I ignored all these numbers. I ignored these.
Yes.
But when I am finding the LCM, do I ignore these?
No, sir.
No, sir. You can't ignore these. Where did I get this? I got this by prime factorization, which I did here. 2 to the 2 to 5, 2 to 7, 2 to 3, 3. Now, when I have to find the LCM, I consider these are the common numbers, and then I just write all the remaining numbers. Is it clear, Mr. Sir?
Yes, sir.
All the remaining numbers which are. So my answer would be 2 to the 4, 5 to the 20, 27, the 140, and 140 into 9, 36, 126. Is it okay, Mr. Sarthak? This would be the LCM. And when I am using this method, 20, 28, 36, oh, to, do I see any other common factor now?
No, sir.
Yes. But what I do is I take 5, I take 7, and I take, so the LCM would be 2 into 2, 4, 5 to the 20, 27, the 140, 149, the 1260. The same answer as we had got here. Mr. Sarthak, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Should we take another example? Let us take another example. There is some number. Let us take 4 numbers this time. Any, there could be any numbers. So this number can be written as 2 into 7 into 5 into 3 into 3. This can be written as, this is by prime factorization. This is written as 6 into 3. Sorry. This is by prime factorization, so I can't write 6. I have to write 3 to 11. This I can write as, okay, sorry. Now, if these are the 4 numbers that I have, what do you think would be the HCF? Mr. Sarthak. What would be the HCF of these 4 numbers?
So first, we have to circle all the three.
No, is a 2, 3 common to all the 4 numbers?
No, sir.
No, sir. So what can be the HCF?
So we have to, so 1.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me modify this a bit. Let me write here 2. And let me write here. Okay, if this is the case now, then what would be the HCF?
So 2.
So 2, because I can see 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. So that's HCF is 2. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Let me take another example. And take another example. We write okay. So what would be the HCF now? Let's find the common factor would be 2. Is there any other common factor? This is our
So 3.
3 is another common factor. Is there any other common factor?
No, sir.
No, sir. So our answer will be 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how to take HCF by prime factorization?
Yes, sir.
Now let us try to understand how to take the LCM. Okay. 1 second. So 2757532. Let me change this to 5. And let me change this to 5. Rest is okay. Okay. So let us take the again. Let us find the HCF first. So what would be the HCF now?
So 5.
So 5. Let us check. I see 5 here. I see 5 here. I see 5 here, and I see 5 here. There is no other common number. There is no other common number. So my HCF would be 5. Let us find the LCM now. So how do I find the LCM?
So 5 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 2 into 2 into 7.
Shabash. So 5 is the common. I write 5 first. Okay. Then I write all the rest of the numbers. I write all the rest of the numbers. 2 into 7 into 2 into 7 into 3 into 3 into Mr. Sarthak, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that if we find this number, that what is this number? So let me write the number. This is actually same as the 35. This is actually 70. This is actually 70. This is 45, and this is 10. So let me forget about this number because it is being repeated. Now what I'll do is, now let us say that I have to find the To find LCM by this method, 70, 45, 10. Yeah, solve the condition.
Yes.
So what is the first number I should write here?
So 5.
So 5. What is the next number that I should write?
So 2.
So what is the next number I should write?
3.
What is the next number I should write?
So 2.
What is the next number I should write?
3.
So my LCM will be 5 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Sarthak, what we have understood is that LCM is the multiple and it is the least common multiple. And HCF is the factor, is the common factor, and it is the highest common factor. Yes, sir, no, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, for example, I have to find HCF of this 12, 45, and 75. So, I can use this method to find the HCF also. Yes, sir, no, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the common factor that I see? 12, 45, and 75.
So 3.
Sir, 3. Is there any other common factor?
No, sir.
So, what would be the HCF? What would be the HCF?
So 3.
Because this is the only common factor that we have. Yes, sir, no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is there a confusion?
So why didn't we do the whole thing?
Okay. Now, this is where we get confused. For example, after this, am I left with any other common factor?
No, sir.
Now, let us assume that we had to find the LCM. If we had to find the LCM, if I had to find the LCM, then I will continue the process. Then what is the next number I will take? Mr. Sarthak?
5.
5. Now, what do I do? What is the next number I take?
So 3.
3, I can take 3. What is the next number I take?
So 5.
So 5. What is the next number?
2.
Now should I directly take 4 and finish this?
Yes, sir.
Now in this case, the LCM will be 3 into 5 into 3, 5 into 4. Have you understood the difference
Yes, sir.
between HCF and LCM?
Yes, sir.
See, Sarthak, when I'm finding the HCF, I just need to take the common factor. The process stopped here only. When I had to take the common factor, my process stopped here only. It stopped here only. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
The process stopped here only. When I am taking the LCM, this process will continue till I have 1 1 1. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Should we take another example?
No, sir.
Let us take this example, which is our first. For example, 1854 and 81. 1854 and 81. I have to find the LCM. What is the first number I should take?
Sir, 9.
I'm sorry?
Sir, 9.
9, okay. 9 to the 18, 9 6 the 9. What is the next number I should take?
Sir, 3.
Is 3 the common factor?
No, sir.
So what would be my HCF?
Sir, 9.
9. But if I had to find the LCM, my process will continue. Then what is the next number I should take?
Sir, 3.
So 3. What is the next number I take?
Sir, 2.
What is the next number I take?
3.
So my LCM would be 9 into 3 into 2 into 3. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us take another example so that we fully understand how to do these sums. 70, 105, 175. 70, 105 and 175. Okay. Let us say that we want to take the HCF, highest common factor. So what is the first number I should divide this with?
Sir, 5.
Yeah, 5 is the easiest choice. I can see that they are divisible by 5. What is the second number?
Sir, 7.
7. Is there any other common factor?
No, sir.
What would be the HCF?
Sir, 35.
30. But if I had to find the LCM, what would I do? The process will continue.
Yes, sir.
What would be this? What should I write here?
2.
Should I write here?
3.
Should I write here?
5.
So the LCM would be
So 5 into 7 into 2 into 3 into 5.
Tardak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Let's take one more example. Let us take 91, 112, 49. 91, 112, 49. Okay. Let us say we have to take the HCF as well as LCM. What is the common factor? First common factor that I see here. What is the first common factor that I see?
So 7.
Sir, 7. You are right. 7 is the first common factor that I see. What is the next common factor that I see?
Sir, nothing.
None. So my HCF would be
7.
7. But if I had to find the LCM, this process would continue. What should I write here?
13.
13. What should I write here?
7.
7. What should I write here?
60.
60. What would be the LCM?
So 7 into 14 into 7 into 16.
Mr. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So Sarthak, what we'll do is, I'll send you this PDF. I'll send you this document.
Yes.
Can you find the HCF of all these numbers which are mentioned here?
Yes, sir.
You also need to find what we'll do is, your homework would be, you have to find the HCF as well as LCM. Yeah, I'll mention it in the homework. You have to find both the HCF and the LCM, and you have to do this exercise 3.7. Here you have to find, I think, the LCM only. Mr. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Would you be able to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Sarthak, let us meet the next time.